Hi, so let me introduce myself. My name is Sam Guild. I am the Director of Education, Public Policy, and Advocacy with AIM at Melanoma. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time and tell you a little about our organization, why we started, and the resources we have available for you. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at our website. Those who are live streaming have probably heard this before. But my sister died of melanoma 16 years ago this Thanksgiving. She was stage 4 when she was diagnosed. She was 25, and the prognosis we knew the day that she was diagnosed was incredibly poor. It was 9 months, but that was then, and this is now. And one of the benefits of being involved with this organization is that I get to see how much has changed in even the last 5 years. It is a completely different landscape. So actually this organization was started by my mother. Don't tell my mother something cannot be done if you want to get it done. It is our motto. And she started this because she knew that there were a lot of resources that didn't exist at the time, and we knew we wanted to make those available. So that's how I got pulled into this. I left a career as an attorney thinking, well, I'll do this as a part-time job. Don't want to work a lot of hours. Definitely don't want to be working weekends until I move on to my next career. And that was, well, 10 and a half years ago. And last time I checked, it's a Saturday. So I first want to start with legislation because that was my passion when I first started. And as an attorney in my prior life, it is, of course, where I naturally fell in. So at the time, there was not a single state that banned minors under the age of 18 from indoor tanning devices, and we have changed that. So as of now, there are 19 states that completely ban those under the age of 18. This state, I'm really proud to say, is one of them, but it is an effort that we are leading throughout this country, and we want to see completely banned under 18. In fact, I just learned today there's one in New York for under 21, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. So if you are out there in the virtual world in Colorado, Utah, or Pennsylvania, we have bills that are being introduced in those states. Please reach out to me, and we will get you involved. We also support oral parity legislation. For those of you who have been on an oral treatment, whether it's melanoma or another cancer, there's a disparity in many health insurance companies as to what they will cover. They might completely cover an IV or injected drug, but you could be stuck paying thousands, literally thousands of dollars for your oral treatment. And that is something that we are trying to eliminate. It should be pure parity. So whatever much or as a little they charge you for your IV or injected, it should be the same for your oral treatment. And cancer treatment should not be based upon whether you can afford it every month. We are at the table when it comes to policy, and we want to make sure the patient voice is being heard. We are the patient advocate for the FDA, NCCN, there's lots of oncology groups, SWOG, ECOG, you name it. We are there, we're the patient advocates. A lot of what we do is education. As I indicated, there wasn't a lot out there when my sister was diagnosed, so we are working to educate not just patients, but also healthcare providers. So if you registered through online, we have a very comprehensive website. There's a number of resources there under our Melanoma Learning Center. For example, for those who've been diagnosed with stage 3, there are options for you, and we discuss those options and some of the things you'll take into consideration, like resources, fertility, the side effects if you decide to go the treatment route. We also, as I indicated, we are doing HCP, so we just did some derm training in Vegas. We have a international working group that Dr. Sullivan is on, that we are helping to educate there. We also have a Women in Melanoma. Dr. Cohen, in fact, is on that. We meet once a year and talk about issues that come up in the clinic. We also have for patients side effect management sheets. So if you are on one of the FDA-approved drugs for melanoma, we have sheets you can pull up to help you manage those side effects, whether it's diarrhea or fatigue. So when is the flu just the flu or something you really need to be concerned about? And we run these symposiums. We're going to be in Ann Arbor next week, also being live streamed, but we run 10 of those a year. Our Facebook, we have a Facebook Live once a month. We did one just recently on caring for caregivers. We're going to be talking about BRAF next month. So lots of things. Support, there are two main programs. In your folder, you have something called Peer Connect, a flyer for that. We are matching caregivers with other caregivers, patients with patients, family with families. Whether you are now going through treatment and need support, or you are ready to provide support for others, that is a program we hope you'll consider getting involved with. And then the other big program we have is Ask an Expert. We have a PA, she actually works in the clinic part-time, and if you have questions about melanoma, feel free to reach out to her. There's a form online, or if you email me, I can get that to you. And then research, which is our big thing, which is why we started all of this. Again, if you want something done, ask my mother, it will, and tell her it can't be done, and then she'll do it. So we have now opened the first ever multi-site fresh frozen primary tissue bank. We have 5 sites here in the US. We are already collecting tissue, fully annotated. We're collecting blood, urine. We're going to be following these people for the next couple, going forward. We're hoping in the next 2 years to collect 500 samples. People say tissue is the issue. So all the information about who's going to be diagnosed with melanoma, who's going to progress on which treatments, which treatment should people go on. The researchers believe that the information is all in that primary. And then what's so unusual about this, not only is it a multi-site, and it's going to be international. We have 2 sites. We're going to be opening ex-US, but AIM at Melanoma owns it. Not the institutions that are collecting it. And it's going to be open to anyone who wants to apply for it. So that is one of our biggest initiatives. And it is something that is believed to be sorely needed. So thank you. If there's anything that we can do to help you. Sometimes people are ready right from the time of diagnosis and they need support right away. Sometimes it's later down the road. Wherever you are in your journey, when you are ready, and would like our assistance, please reach out to us. We are always here. We want to change the landscape of melanoma so that in 15 years from now, we can look at something that's completely different than what we see today. Thank you.